What is going on, squad? It is finally time to talk about the IsoMax in detail. We're going to go into an in-depth review of this product, and I personally love it. I want to start with that. I really love the design of this product. So I don't know about you guys, but I personally feel like it's kind of rare for a company to actually listen to the comments and their thoughts on using the product and making improvements. And I usually feel like the companies are just like, yeah, whatever, we'll get to it when we get to it. This is our product, not yours, and blah blah blah. No, they actually listened. Dragon Door actually listened. And so I would like to go over a couple of things before we start to nail things into detail. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the sturdiness of the bar. So I feel like this is really slept on with the bar, but this really feels solid, and it's not any discredit to the Isochain bar. That one was always sturdy, but this is just sturdier. I mean, improvements have been made. This is really solid, okay? So what I like about that is that, not that we should be dropping something with these types of components in them, but it just feels like more secure, you know what I mean? Like, this is just great. If you see here, there is a recharging USB Type-C port, which is, I love Type-C, it's just amazing. All right, so we have that, so we can charge this. I actually have a high-speed charger for my phone, so if it ever got to that point, you can just put the Type-C charger in here and it will charge. We finally have a rechargeable battery because those AA's were really a pain in the butt to change on the Isochain, but it is what it is. But again, they listened. All right. All the functions and modes are the same. I'm not sure where I read that it started at 5 pounds of force for the minimum amount of load that we could set up, but I was mistaken. It is 10, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it all the way down so you guys can see it, but 10 is still the lowest amount of force that it's gonna read out, okay, which is fine. It's still good. Let's talk about the straps. When Dragon Door decided to go with the straps, the only reason I was concerned is because I was just wondering if these would be able to handle forces in the multiple hundreds of pounds. Not just once, that's fine. Consistently, over the course of months, over the course of years. Are these going to be able to handle it? And so far, now I've used this for 7 days straight now. So far, I would have to say that more than likely it's going to be just fine. These remind me of ratchet straps. I mean, these are really sturdy and solid material. I used to deliver equipment to medical facilities back in 2015. That's when I was studying for my personal training certification. And in that job, I had to deal with heavy duty ratchet straps. So that stuff wasn't moving all around the delivery truck. And this very much feels like that. No ratchet straps had to be strong or else stuff would be all over the place, right? So it reminds me very much of that. This is going to be just fine. I think they did a great job. And for the numbers, it goes all the way up to strap 35. So chain link 1 and strap 1 are not the same. They are going to be different as far as the height hierarchy. So if you're like me and you just know what your chain links are through months and months of use, you're gonna have to redo it over again. But you only have to do it a couple times until you kind of get the feel for it, and you'll just know that, hey, deadlift is strap 2 for me, you know, bicep curl is strap 12 for me, and whatever it may be. Great job here. We don't have to use the blue tape anymore to kind of label the chain links, and the blue tape just kind of got eroded over time anyway. Now we know exactly what it is. Makes it real simple. The ease of use and the transition from exercise to exercise is incredibly faster with the straps. I mean, incredibly faster. And it was already pretty smooth once you kind of knew the chain links, but now that you don't even have to count at all, you just have to look now. It might seem trivial, but that does shave precious seconds off our session time. And it does make a difference, you know? Great job here, Dragon Door. I absolutely love this. Speaking of the straps, the last thing I want to talk about with the straps is the height. So when we talk about the base plate, right? And we're going to get to the base plate in a second. I have it right here in my lap. I really like the base plate because there is a preset amount of straps I want to show you guys something real quick. So for the base plate strap, it's going to be at the strap right before strap 1. It looks like you can have it 2 straps down. So this one here, it's not gonna happen. It just doesn't reach. So you just want to put it right in the strap before strap 1. It's supposed to be that much space there. It's totally fine. Works great. Let's talk about the height. One of the things with the Isochain that was kind of a bummer, but again, it's still, it's trivial in the grand scheme of things, but it was kind of a bummer, is being able to deadlift from launch phase. So in a lot of our shorts early on in the channel's life, a lot of the comments, especially on TikTok, and I understand what they were coming from, is they would say, hey, that's not really a deadlift, it's more of a rack pull, as far as transition into the weight room. And they essentially were correct. I mean, we're not able to replicate deadlift from launch phase because of the nature of the setup of the Isochain with the spring and everything, which is fine, you know. So we can at most get like in this weird sweet spot between like launch and like halfway. Now if you're taller, you have more of a benefit with the Isochain where you can get down a little lower because you're taller. All right, but for me, I'm 5'9", and I just wasn't able to get down to launch phase. That is no longer the case. If you put it on strap 1, I actually did the measurements, and that's going to be in its own video, but I don't mind sharing it. It took about 8 3/4 inches for a traditional barbell with a 45 on each side. You guys will see the video. All right, and then for a deadlift here on strap 1, it was 10 inches. So it's almost an exact transfer. With the Isochain, chain link 1 was 22 inches. See how much? That's almost double the amount, right, for strap 1, and it's almost triple the amount for traditional barbell. So you can see how we're not really getting that one-to-one transfer. It's just about here. And we can definitely, with the Isochain, just get some cinder blocks or bricks or whatever and elevate ourselves. But the point of a complete product is to not have to bring extra things into it. It should be a standalone product. Now that's totally debatable. And you know what? I totally understand if somebody's like, hey man, you know, just go, you know, just get the thing and put it on there and stop being, I totally get, I can relate with that mindset to in a sense. All right, but I'm just talking about from a product standpoint. It's really nice to not have to get extra stuff and save time and just go right to work. Does that make sense? So I really do like that. The base plate. So in some of my shorts, you might have seen this warping a little bit. So this is really, until you hold it, I don't know, like on a video what this might look like, but I'm not bending this, man. I'm not bending that. All right. So it's only forces and the multiple hundreds of pounds that start to pull it. And it's just like with the Isochains over there in the corner. It's just like with the Isochain, over the course of time, that metal base plate is going to start to warp. And so while we don't have the luxury of being able to come back to this, there's going to be another review, a 3-month and a 6-month review on the IsoMax, right? Because I like to really, you know, test these products. As of right now, I just know that there's going to be some flex, but it is totally fine. What I really like about it are the these little orange rubber pads on the bottom. So I don't know if you guys are like me, but I've used the Isochain and as I'm walking on it, because it's slick and the basement, if you can see, the floor is wooden flooring, I freaking slipped and the metal base plate slid and my foot kept on with it while the other one was on the floor, causing me to slip. And that simply just doesn't happen anymore. So I really like the design, the sturdiness of this. I just feel that things are going to warp. This is not snapping. This is not snapping. All right. So I really like the sturdiness of it. Because of the size of the base plate, it is now portable. I have a Under Armour bag that I I usually don't use because I just don't have a gym bag. But when we were traveling the last couple years, I really wanted to take my Isochain, and I did, but I had to clink it alongside my suitcase, and you know, the stairs in the hotel lobby were always pretty funny. And you know, I mean, it's not that I was like, you know, concerned or embarrassed or anything. I was like, I'm gonna get my gains in no matter what. But it's just nice to now be able to put everything in the Under Armour bag. This will fit in a gym bag. I really like that they made it smaller. And at first, when I saw the size of the base plate, I thought, well, we're gonna be tipping and, you know, such all over the place. And is there enough foot space for us? And you guys are going to see in future videos and the YouTube shorts that it's just fine. I don't feel like I'm running out of room, or that the shortened size of the base plate is impeding my progress, or ruining any of the exercises whatsoever, to be honest. So I really like that. Before I get to, I think you guys know what I'm gonna mention last. All right, hint, it's an exercise. But before I get to that, one more thing I'm gonna cover is this. And now this might not seem like it's a big deal, but I really like that the Isochain IsoMax bar now points straight up. So the loading ring, right, is probably the most sensitive piece of the entire IsoMax equipment. And you know, it's fine. We were used to having the display at that angle, and the loading ring was just pointing straight down. And so no matter what, the angle was always, the display was always at this like weird 45-degree angle. It's fine. I'm just kind of used to it. But I will say that from a design standpoint, this is definitely superior, because we still have the device making noise. It always helps to be able to see your force readout in real time, and for some exercises that's just not possible, like the overhead shoulder press. You just can't see it, and that's fine, you know. But to be able to have it point straight down really helps on exercises like the shrug, where you can just kind of look down and see where it's at. Calf raise, I noticed that we're able to do that. And also, it's just natural for the ring. It's natural, so we don't have to do this. It's just better design. It's better design. Very good job, Dragon Door. And of course, it's going to lead to the last thing, which is the chest press. The chest press is such a good exercise. I will be having a video on the chest press and the bench press and how to set up both in the same video, so stay tuned for that. Absolutely the best exercise on the IsoMax. I mean, bar none. No pun intended. And it feels smooth. It feels natural, guys. I really like how once you get the strap set up, and you have it written down, I have it in my notebook over there, you just wrap it around your lat, and it should be like right underneath your armpit, and you just press, and you can feel the contraction in your chest as if you're bench pressing. It's great. This is something that we've needed for a long time now. It was literally the missing piece on the Isochain, and why I gave that product a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10. So does that mean I'm going to give this product a 10 out of 10? That is the question, isn't it? I would say it's too early. It's too early for me to give it a 10 out of 10 yet. I need more time with the product, but from a standpoint of using the IsoMax for a week so far, it is definitely a top tier product. I absolutely love this device. This is definitely a step up from the Isochain. It's a lot quieter. It's more portable. The rechargeable battery is great. The straps are great. We don't have to count. All these things that the Isochain did, the IsoMax has capitalized off of it and made it even better. Very good job, Dragon Door. I absolutely love the changes that you made, and I am looking forward to using this product more. To my knowledge, the price is still $4.99. If you are watching this and you are interested at all, but you're not yet sure if you should pull the trigger, watch the other videos on measurable isometrics to kind of get an idea if this is for you. Build your own OG Isochain to get the feel of bar and chain before we start to, invest money. This is an investment. This is not wasting money. This is not spending money. This is an investment into your body. And I personally believe that this is a great investment. We can take the I'm affiliated with Dragon Door. You can take that affiliation away, and I still would say the same thing. I do not regret any of the money that I spent on my Isochain in 2020, and even now I don't regret anything. This is a fantastic device. I like the bar and chain one that I made from Home Depot for $45. It was still good. I just didn't know how much I was pulling. And it really does make a difference to be able to have these forces and be able to see it in real time. It is a freaking game changer. I highly recommend the IsoMax to anyone who's looking to develop strength, who may have injuries and want to lift, but the mechanical abrasion of the function of dynamic lifting just bothers their joint. This is the move. This is the move. I highly recommend it. They have payment plans as well. But what are your thoughts on the IsoMax? Go ahead and comment down below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, and help the algorithm out. If you want to take your support from me a step farther, we have a Patreon, a link below. You get access to information before anyone else does. And if you're not yet part of NoLimitSquad, hit that subscribe button. Come join the squad with us. We'll see you next video. Peace.